Live from Gahanna, WGLH-TV presents Lincoln Live. With Ashley Provan and Audrey Paquette.
Today, he teaches in our school, but certainly had an interesting life before becoming a teacher. You'll hear some of it.
If you haven't noticed, there's a girl on our JVB baseball team that's good, because she doesn't want you to notice.
And breaking records on the track, the Lions travel to Mason to compete against the best.
This is Lincoln Live.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Ashley Provan.
And I'm Audrey Paquette. How are you doing today, Ashley?
I'm doing good, a little tired. How about you?
Pretty good. Well, we start today off with an amazing accomplishment from one of our runners here at Lincoln.
This runner broke 2 records because of her amazing effort on Friday at Mason High School.
Alyssa Shope is that runner, and she broke the 1,600 meter and 1 mile. She's in the blue towards the front in the video.
During those races, she was under 5 minutes, and the new record was 4 minutes and 56 seconds.
The Bizarre Mile is a elite event that hosts top milers in Ohio, and Alyssa went up against them.
Congrats, Alyssa, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish next year. Here's Alyssa's reaction to breaking the records.
I'm super blessed to be able to have raced such a good run with many other really great milers. I'm so happy that I was able to break both records in one race at Mason, and I'm excited to go out and compete some more.
Thanks, Alyssa. Speaking of our track teams, the girls' track team took second place at the Mason Invitational this weekend with a total of 86 points. Some of the top scorers for the Lady Lions were Camden Bentley and Cameron Nelson taking first and second in the 100-meter hurdles, Ayanna Stafford taking second in the 100-meter dash, and the girls' 4x800 relay team taking first. Great job, Lady Lions.
Now for boys track. The guys also took second at the Mason Invitational with a total score of 91 points. Some of the top scorers for the guys were Ron Blackman, Mondra Curry taking first and third in the long jump, Tristan Cook-Fisher taking second in the 200-meter dash, and the boys 4x400 relay team taking first. Congratulations to both teams. The baseball season is in full swing. The Lions have been battling hard so far this season.
They certainly are. And since we're speaking of baseball, there's one player who's making history at Lincoln.
That's right, London Studer. She's the first girl baseball player here at Gahanna.
Here's Brendan Phillips from the Sports Zone with the story.
Freshman London Studer is the first baseman on the JVB baseball team at Lincoln, and she's earned that position. While other girls play softball in high school, softball was really never an option for London.
I kind of always started playing baseball. I never really switched over. I didn't really think that there was an alternative. And when I found out that softball and baseball were classified as different sports, I decided that I was just going to stick with the sport that I was used to instead of switching over.
With good reason, because while growing up, London's talent level showed she belonged playing with the boys. In fact, she excelled.
I hit 2 home runs in the same inning in Cooperstown the first time in All-Star Village, and I hit 3 in the same game, one of them being a grand slam in my second trip. Received a ton of MVP awards.
And none of that would have been possible without the support of her family. They have stood by her through her baseball career and her decision not to play softball.
Baseball has definitely been around in my family a lot, so me making the high school team as the first girl was definitely a big accomplishment for both my parents and for me. Definitely, because they've always wanted me to pursue my dreams and anything that I felt was something that I liked and something I wanted to move forward with.
And the biggest challenge she's had to face so far isn't about her talent or work ethic. It's about the physical changes that teenagers go through. And London acknowledges that the boys are developing at a different rate.
A big accomplishment for me would just be the fact that I've been able to keep up with the boys and I've been able to beat them out for every position I've tried for. Getting into my older years, it's definitely harder for me to have the same ability as the boys would, and it's definitely harder for me to build up as much strength as they will coming into my older 16 and up years.
London has reached her goals so far, but she's not satisfied with being on the JVB team. Her goals are much higher.
I think being on one of the lower teams for the high school pushes me to be better and harder and to play harder and to work at it more so that I can start on varsity and excel with varsity and become stronger, and my ultimate career choice after high school is to play with Vanderbilt and be the first girl in the MLB.
That journey will continue this season and possibly with the varsity team at Lincoln in the future. This is Brendan Phillips in The Zone.
Thanks, Brendan, and good luck to the baseball team tonight as they take on Pickerington North.
Speaking of sports, did you know that one of our teachers actually used to coach football at OSU?
No, I didn't.
And this teacher is very good at dancing too, so if you don't know who he is, then you better listen up.
Here's a story from Wesley Triplett about the one and the only Mr. Brannick.
When you look at AP Econ teacher Mr. Brannick, most people see the goofy teacher that everybody enjoys being around. But what most people don't know is that he actually used to coach football at multiple universities, including OSU.
I grew up wanting to be a college football coach. I actually sent a letter to the University of Notre Dame saying I wanted to be their head coach before they hired Brian Kelly. I was a senior in high school.
Although coaching football was his first dream, Mr. Brannick found a greater calling in something else: teaching.
Fall of 2012 was very busy for me. I was doing my student teaching, getting my master's, and working for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And what I realized is I got a lot more joy from teaching. I was having a greater effect on students. I was making people laugh, people who normally don't like school. And that's when I really realized maybe college football shouldn't be my first plan. Maybe teaching high school matches my gifts exactly.
As a teacher, Mr. Brannick has impacted the lives of many students. From teaching economics to helping students emotionally, he is a great role model for many people. But even great role models have people they look up to.
The first person in my life outside of my family that was an enormous role model for me was my high school football coach. So much so, I actually keep a picture of him in my room. This is the guy, he actually had a character program. And we have goal cards, I actually keep it right up next to my desk. And he was the guy who made us want to be better people and do the right thing. And he had such a positive impact, not only on my life, but on everyone else's life. And I realized that's what I want to do. I want to try to have the type of impact that he had on other people.
In order to make that impact on students, Mr. Brannick spends his time beyond just teaching econ to help students through the emotional challenges of high school.
Repeat after me! I want you to repeat after me! I got this! I got this! I got this! I got
I feel like one of my gifts is helping people navigate some of the emotional challenges of life. I learned this term, empath, and I think that definitely fits who I am. Seeing how I have helped people navigate these emotional challenges and the amount of gratitude that they express is really awesome.
But helping students isn't all he does. He also spends his free time with some interesting hobbies.
I was very lucky. I went to a very diverse high school. I had friends who were very different from me, and several of my friends were very into hip-hop dancing. They taught me how to dance, how to do the body waves, woo, all that stuff, pop and lock in. And once you learn how to do that, it's like riding a bike. You never really stop. Dance has always been a part of my life, and a lot of people don't expect it, especially with my personality and everything, but it's one of those things that it's almost therapeutic for me.
So whether you need help with economics, a good pep talk, or even some dance lessons, stop by J382 and say hi to Mr. Brannick. This is Wesley Triplett for Lincoln Live.
Thanks, Wesley. Attention seniors, if you have Miss Sheets your freshman year, she has a very special letter for you. The letter is to your senior self, and you can pick up the letter in room L202 or contact Mrs. Sheets if you need an alternate way to get your letter. So don't forget to get your letter.
Well, looks like we're at the show today.
Have a good rest of your day.
And good luck on all your AP tests this week.
Bye.